Tuning in, this video will cover the institution-specific forms for the Perkins application. In the prior video, we went through the district forms, which you will see here. And then in addition to that, you will see institution-specific forms like this for the CCD. And then you'll also see one for each institution within the CCD. This being a single college district, we only have Allen Hancock College here, but if there were multiple colleges, you would have multiple forms that would be completed. The district and the college are both set up the exact same way, so we're just going to drill into the college for this example. And again, I've completed this to a certain degree just for speed to be able to do this demo. Once we come in, the first step is to establish our programs. So there are top code programs across CTE programs and admin programs. I've created this one for fire technology. I have created a budget, which we will get into. In its pristine state, this would be blank. You'll also see we have this budget card up top. As I scroll, it sticks to the top, which keeps it handy when you're trying to put together your budgets. So if I needed to add a top code program, I would click this button. I would select the top code. I would give it a title. Add that to my list of top code programs. If I needed to edit or delete it, I simply click there. For this example, I'm going to remove it. We have opted that there are no cross-CTE funds that are going to be spent as part of Allen Hancock College's program. If that is not the case, you would uncheck that box. Again, you would add an across CTE program. Same thing, and then here's what it would look like. $0 until we get into the budgeting phase of this. But for this example, I'm going to delete that, tick this box, and then admin programs. Again, I've created one already for a single dollar. I can click this button. Same type of thing. I can continue to add programs. So once everything is completed to the satisfaction of NOVA, all the validation will pass, and this form will say completed. And then we'll move on to core indicators. So there's a link here to the district aggregate form, which I'll click on. Then you have your selection criteria here. You would want to complete that. You're likely familiar with it. And then count the items that are at or above your district negotiated levels, below the district negotiated levels, or not applicable. So if I was yet to complete that, that field is required. You'll see that it is red, and I've got this error stepper here that I want to point out. It says one error, and if I click show what the error is, it'll take you right to the item where it's an error. It's pretty obvious here because this is a very short form, but that can come in very handy on logger forms where you haven't passed validation and you're just not sure what you missed. So once we've done our programs and done our core indicators, we're then going to do a deeper dive into each of our programs. So you'll see under top code programs, we have this fire technology one. We don't have anything for CTE, and then we created one for admin. So when I click this set of menus will be hidden and another set of forms will appear. So if I click that, you'll see a new set of menu. And you'll see in our breadcrumbs, we're workflow, Allen Hancock College, and then we're on this particular top code and the core indicator form. So core indicators, this is similar to what we saw prior, but this is top code specific. So our core indicator information available for this top code? Yes, it is. So we would go back to that college aggregate form and count them up. At or above, below, or not applicable. If there is not information available, I would click no and select the reason why. But for this example, we're going to keep it yes. I've got my core indicators counted up and in there. And then let's get into the program information. Answer these narrative questions to the best of your ability, 2,500 character limit. And these are the activity categories. These are approved in Perkins 5. We're going to select which activity categories these programs tie to. Here is a list of permissive uses that is referenced, and it's going to come in handy, as you'll see in this next section, where we prepare our list of activities. So I gave it a title, Pipeline Preparedness. I select the permissive activity that applies. And again, I can reference it above if I'm unsure what the code means. I'm going to select the student success metric that ties to this. It's a multi-select, so I can continue to add. And then the activity, skill and program integration. That's from the list that I chose above. So we're building out a specific activity. We create a description of what those activities are. And should I need to create another one, you'll probably have multiple. This is what it would look like in its pristine state. I would give it a name, select the permissive uses. Here is a subset of student success metrics, and these are pulled from the district forms that were completed earlier. That video is available in the first video if you're not familiar with this. And then these are the activity categories that we selected above, and I would give it a description. And if you need to delete these for any reason, simply click the delete button. Great. So I've only got one here. You'll likely have multiple. And then we're going to get into the budget. So we're going to budget to these activities. Again, we have our sticky budget card that's always available. We have some guidance text here. These are the expenditure categories, which we're going to select. So I would select my top code, my expenditure category. So previously in Q4, you would report by object code, and then you would have to also report by expenditure category. By collecting the expenditure category here, we'll do away with that step of having to report 2 separate times in Q4. So that's why we'll capture that here. You can see from the list. All of the activities, so pipeline preparedness, that came from the activities that we had created. And then what are the federal expenditures and the admin expenditures along with a description. I've got my total. And then I created another budget card here for 5,000 object code, expenditure category C. This is also for our activity of pipeline preparedness. This is the dollar amount, no admin fees on this one, or expenditures, and then a brief description. Should I create another budget card, this is what it would look like in its pristine state. So I'm going to delete that. And you'll see here as part of the preview, this puts everything in the forms above into a single page, nicely formatted. And I have the ability to share this with others. So if I wanted to send this to a colleague, hey, please have a look, let me know if you have any feedback, I could do that, click OK, and they'll get that attached as a PDF and accessible HTML. So let's go back. I can either click the breadcrumb or click the back arrow here. I'm going to click the breadcrumb in this example. So now we have completed our top codes. We do not have across CTE, and then we did have an admin program that we have created. No expenditures at this point. Instructional salaries. A is the expenditure category. $1, brief description. If I can spell. $1, and again, if I needed to add, this is slightly different, just less information required on the budget item. And again, if I need to delete, I simply delete. And as always, we've got the preview card. If I wanted to share this with the district or somebody else at the college, I could do that, as we know. So let's go back to Allen Hancock College. Everything looks good. Complete, complete, complete. Okay, great. And then we have review and submit. So this summary is going to be all of the program, core indicator, top code, and admin forms in one place. And if everything looks good here as the college, I am going to submit. Click the submit button, and we have completed our district level forms. Allen Hancock has the same thing here. They are already done. I'm going to submit their forms to the district. And then our final step would be the district program manager would submit the overall application. And that completes our Perkins application for Allen Hancock Joint CCD. As always, if you have any issues, use the help feature down in the corner. And nice videos that you can watch, or send us a note. Thank you.